Kiss is back. Hey, Bandla. Hi. Hello. How are you? Bathong ke gotlile le excited? Are you excited? Sorry. Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Welcome. This is Charlotte 2.0 and I'm back. Back like I never left. Okay. So yeah. Hey, it's been a long time. It's been a long time, ele. But when are you coming back? 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 And I know you guys are loyal and loyal to a fault because looking back at my content from back in the day, hey, bokuningi, ama vlog bewa everywhere, i-sound beyingekho, but beninethemba kimi, niyangithanda ne? Beningithanda, ngicela ningithande futhi. Hi everyone. Oh my god, I missed this so much. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you haven't already, please do smash the subscribe button. And for my returning subscribers, I'm back for you, babies. I'm coming back for you guys. So yeah, thank you for tuning in. Please do subscribe, smash the notification bell so you don't miss my uploads. Go bale liking, re bueng mo di-commenting, following, engaging the content yak. If le batla, if le sa batle, it's still okay. But yeah, thank you guys. So it's khunzi, and we need to talk so that you understand for Miguel. So yeah, let's pick up from where I left off. The last video you saw from me was in 2023. That rhymed. It was from 2023, but let's go back to 2021 when I last officially wrapped up, and I was like, anyway, what happened? Why did you leave? Why did you stop YouTubing? Why did you stop vlogging? Why did you stop giving us story time? Yeah, let's get into it. So, hey guys, adulting. That is it. That's the answer. Pella, if you remember, back when I started my YouTube channel, I was a full-time student. Just doing full-time student things, living my best life. I was in the prime of my life. I was in the prime, in the up of my life. And then adulting got Thomas Sebeza. Adulting you're only man, girl. Oh man, wena, kunje. So as a result, everything about you when you enter the corporate space, it just sucks the life out of you. It just sucks the life out of you, and you lose your sparkle. You lose your original identity. The way you dress, the way you talk, the what you eat, the way you present yourself. Everything has to change because no yana. Oh, you are doing this. Eh? You can't get a job when you are doing this. You can't get a job when you are doing charading, living your best life on social media. So that's kind of how I think I lost my sparkle. I started working, and as you start working, like your time, your days are just, they just look different, they just feel different, they just manifest very differently, and you find yourself just losing your sparkle. You razzle dazzle, and Yeah, coupled with a whole lot of other things, I just think that I forgot who I was. And at some point, I won't say that I was making an excuse. Another thing that really did derail me is technology. As you guys know, that I was and still am filming on my phone, editing on my phone. Um, so my phone, and I was using my phone for my personal things. So it kind of just got old, when you're using like iPhone. It gets old because you run out of space fast. So it was kind of like, hey, Gadiemo, from there. I was like, you know what, guy, because your space is still full. You buy space, it's still full. You do this, it was a lot. So yeah, but yeah, I'm back. So let's backtrack into what I've been up to because um yeah, I can, and I want to share that with you, and I hope I can, at least on my platform, be able to share parts of my life without any fear of conviction or people judging me, or people trying to narrate the way that I should feel and express myself. And that is most of the part why I stopped creating content, is because a social media has just evolved into something weird, you know. The main focus now is that our platforms are pushing channels and accounts that, they're pushing sponsored content, basically content that is paid for, and most of us are shadow banned. I try to do TikTok. Well, most of the times I'm doing things for fun, like without the intention of eventually I'm gonna get paid or eventually I'm gonna do this. I just like having a platform where I can be self-expressive and I can be myself, and I can represent the girlies who look like me, who feel like me, who, have their very similar experiences that I do, and I think I got lost. I lost all of that amidst everything. So, yeah, without wanting to wait for things to be perfect, have the perfect equipment, or have this, that, and the next thing, so that I can gain traction. I just figured out that this is not why I was doing this to begin with. I was doing this so that I could be self expressive. I could have a diary where I can be me. Okay? So that's where Charlotte 2.0 comes in, because I feel like in this life thing, if you don't have an outlet, a creative outlet, especially as a creative like myself, uzohlanya and sengiyahlanya vele cabanga. So yeah, hopefully, yeah, but let's get into what has been happening. Let me update you on all the things that I've just been up to from 2021. I know the last videos that I shot and posted on my channel were from 2023, but I just came back and then I disappeared again. And again, technology failed me. So, yeah, 2021, I was a full time student, right? So I was living my best life, being a full time student, interacting. Go le monate, ke dula le tšhomi tsa ka, go le monate, man. Go le monate, go le monate, shame, I don't wanna lie. I really did enjoy that era of my life. End of 2021, entered the corporate space, and immediately everything went down. So how le monate mo bophelong, just know that you are going down. So yeah, that's what happened. Also just navigating grief. I've spoken about grief on my channel. I will touch more on that a little bit later, but yeah, navigating grief, navigating living with elderly parents and all that comes with it. It's a lot. Um, Navigating just trying to establish your career, navigating the things that come with age. We find out that we realize that get a romantic relationship, get a friendship, you are breaking up with your friends, you are going through a lot, your mental health is going up and down, people are having kids, you are not having kids, people are getting married. Yo, yo, Luna. So yeah, that's literally just what's been happening. I went through also a very big canon event. My grandmother passed away in 2023, and waza wangenza umfazi, waza wangenza. Oh, wasenza sonke actually in my family. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I missed all of those things. I've missed me being a crash out queen and just going through the most, and my mental health going through the depths of hell, and hitting rock bottom and finding out that rock bottom actually has a basement, and the basement also has rock bottom, and that rock bottom also has a basement. I missed all of that. I was really able to do amazing things and be an amazing person despite everything that I went. So yeah, so I just wanted to share some of the things that I've been up to. I mean, I guess for the greater purpose, they're not very big or magnificent things, but for my law and my story, they kind of made me who I am. So yeah, canon events happened. Um, yeah, sas. I also went through a friendship breakup that nearly broke me. A friendship breakup. Sana. Um, I've loved, I've lost, I've gone through the most. Eh, what else? Yeah, that is basically it. So these are some highlights that I want to share with you guys. 20 when was it? 2021 Vele. Yeah, I don't really share that part of my life, but yeah, I was very involved in church leadership as well. I guess like sometimes where you get into spaces where isandla sakaNkulunkulu sithi wena, you are the one that I want. So yeah, I got very involved in church leadership, serving in my church. I'm a Methodist. Oh, yeah, I am a Methodist. So very involved. That was a very big part of my life. 2021, I didn't unfortunately share that. But if you follow me on my other social media platforms, you might have seen a little bit of this and that. And yeah, 2022, I was still doing that. 2023, I was still doing that. 2023, hey, Bandla, my current bestie, right? Shout out to her. But yeah, she pretty much introduced me, got me into the space of, or she introduced me to an organization. Should I mention it? Yeah, I'm gonna mention it because I love them so much. But yeah, she introduced me to an organization called Climate Yes. It's basically a church-based organization or a Christ-based, get like a Christ. Hey, man, Sabu, something like that space where people who are environmentally conscious or working in the environmental space or just interested in taking care of the environment come together, and they do really amazing things. And yeah, that's also just I became a climate activist based on that. I also did a lot of work after leaving corporates. My mental health was in the shits. I got a job working with the Department of Education in the psychosocial unit. That was also a very big thing in my life. I think that just reminded me why I studied what I studied. If you don't know, guys, I studied behavioral studies, or yeah, majoring in psychology and labor relations management. So working with people has always just been my calling, guys, and having that experience just reminded me and opened my eyes in a climate where people who study the humanities are not really considered, or like they don't have space in the society. Well, they do, but you know what I'm saying. But yeah, um, that kind of just reminded me. I was working with children, children from the ages of 6 until 19, 20. And yeah, them kids will humble you. But it was through that I got exposed to a lot of amazing organizations that were working, community-based organizations that were working with child protection, that were working with women's health, gender-based violence, that were working with just community safety in general. I became very involved in spaces like that. Um, and I just found a voice. I learned a lot about myself. I learned a lot about life outside of my little bubble or my little box. Um, I learned that my bigger purpose is being an advocate. Not only that, but being a social engineer, helping people figure out this life thing. Um, so I think for the greater purpose, that was my spiel for a while. But I have then now since stopped working because it was temporary, but it was an amazing journey. Well, yeah, we fought a lot with those people, but at the end of the day, I was able to make an impact, fulfill my greater purpose, and for that I am entirely grateful. 2024, guys. I had my big TV debut. I had a TV interview. So, um, my channel, I'm gonna link the video up in the cards, but on my channel, I have a video addressing grief and how I went through that ordeal. And somebody from Daily Theatre then reached out to me years after I'd posted that video, and she was like, "Oh my gosh, I just watched your YouTube channel, would like to have you on Daily Theatre." So yeah, I went, and it was a show addressing grief, and I met some really amazing people on the show as well. A psychologist who deals with grief, a lady who owns an NGO organization dealing with children, parents who had lost children and grief, something like that. And also a doctor, a psychologist or a psychiatrist, whatever, who deals specifically with grief. I learned a lot from that experience, and it was amazing. It was such an amazing and awesome experience to have created something on my channel and having people who don't know me watch it and put my name out there and say, "Naledi, as a mental health advocate, whoo, please come and tell your story on the biggest daytime TV show." It was amazing. Yes, it was an amazing experience. Not only that, I've also just worked with an amazing lady who works for the Department of Social Development, and she really did put me on. And I think she came into my life when I was questioning a lot about what is my true purpose, where am I going, what am I doing, you know and she would put me on, and she would put me on the spot, and would fight all the time. I'd be like, "Why would you do this to me?" You know what I'm saying? But every time she had a speaking engagement, she had gigs um in schools, in community outreach gigs, she would be like, "Ke tlo o lata. Iba ready because ke tlo o lata." No questions asked. She wouldn't even prepare me, but she knew that you have a gift, you are gifted. I met very amazing people, shout outs. Yeah, and just gone through things, um I unfortunately can't share other people's stories, but I will share for the basis of this. I just learned a lot about life, and I had to be in those spaces to learn. And while you're in the moment, you don't realize big of how these events would shape the bigger picture. You know, working with people, addressing GBV, addressing kids who are abused, addressing, you know, education. I became a very big advocate for education. Getting, working with organizations like SAPS, like DSD, FAMSA, all of these organizations, and just, yeah. Yeah, it was amazing. So, yeah, that's pretty much what I've been up to for the last year and a half. Unfortunately, I've been going through a not so fun employment, but you know, it's all about where to next. What do we do from here? Where do we go from here? What are we doing? And it's no coincidence that people have been DMing me, texting me on WhatsApp, commenting on my content and saying, "When are you coming back?" This channel was much bigger than what I thought it was. Well, not much bigger in the sense that it was big, but it served a much bigger purpose than I had thought, because for me it was a creative outlet, like I'd said. But at the end of the day, there was a girl who was sitting in her room and saying, "I struggle so much with, confidence or identity issues or body dysmorphia or whatever, and I'm able to watch Charlotte's Tipsy or now Charlotte's Diary and say that, wow, like there are girls who are out there who are living despite the little that they have, despite them looking a certain way." That's where we're at right now. So, what are we doing on this channel? We are actually wrote down a little brief, but you guys will see it in my channel description. Basically, Charlotte's Diary is basically a diary entry to myself, but I'm letting you into the most intricate parts of my brain. Just addressing things like mental health, um, climate change, um, music, because as you guys know, I love music, and I love to share anything about music. I would yap the whole day about music, pop culture, lifestyle content. Hopefully, travel content will be a thing on this channel because, yeah, I've been traveling a lot and I kind of want to share those parts with you as well. So, yeah, what's coming up? There are new segments that are going to be coming up. Yap sessions, segments like my yap sessions, like this is going to be considered a yap session. Beauty content is definitely coming back. Fashion content, I don't know. I'll think about that. Um, Hopefully manifesting brand sponsorships and working with brands eventually, but that's not the end goal. The end goal is the fact that I have a space where I can share myself with you guys. You know, and yeah, I just hope that you guys will be a very big part of my journey. So yeah, we are starting new traditions again on this channel. So new traditions is me sharing things that I like every week. Hopefully, if I can upload every week. I'm also just trying to figure out the whole thing with editing and posting, uploading, all of these things. So bear with me if things are not just up to par or standard. We'll get there. Okay, I'm using the little things that I have, but eventually we will stop at grind, Joe. Yeah. So, we have reached the end of me oversharing a bit about my life. Thank you so much for joining my channel, subscribing, um, and just being supportive of my journey. So, yeah, to wrap up this little show, I'm gonna share some of the things that I like, shows that I've been watching, music that I've been listening to, products that I like. Yeah. So the first thing I think I let's do that. I have been rewatching old shows over and over again over the years, but I think there are shows that I gravitate towards in every era of my life, and one of them being Sex and the City. I'll put it up there. A show about four women just navigating dating and relationships in then modern day New York. And I think for the most part it's a show that I can rewatch because the questions that are asked and the topics that are explored on that show are very prevalent to any woman in any era, in any age. So that's why I think it's one of my biggest comfort shows, and I've been rewatching that lately. Um, I've also just been dabbling on SABC Plus. I have watched Home Affairs, very ahead of its time. Very, very ahead of its time. Remember when we used to judge Umagabuli and now we are Umagabuli? Very ahead of its time. But I think I will dabble on that on my next video. I also watched Society as well. Very great, so very ahead of its time. Any shows that, documented black women living post apartheid, chef's kiss. And let's get into the music that I've been listening to. I have been, and I know unfortunately I wasn't on here when it came out, but I have been replaying Bandros's album. I'll put it up here. Bandros is criminally underrated, but that album, particularly the song Brenda 2.0 and Lumtana. Oh, chef's kiss. I have also stumbled upon, I don't know how late I am when it comes to this, but I have stumbled upon listening to Unomfunda Kaluva. I hope I said that right. Kaluva or Kaluva, right? And the two songs that I've been listening to back has been Him for Bully. I cannot listen to that song without getting emotional because it is so deep and real for me. Those are questions that, battling with grief, I would ask myself, and what a beautiful song. The other song that I really, really have been enjoying is Wenzile. Oh, for the star that you are, Nomfundo. Thank you. Say, thank you. You deserve your flowers. And what else? What else do I want to share? Product of the week. Hey, let me figure it out and then I'll come back and tell you. Okay? Or would you like a video sharing some of my favorite products of all time? I can definitely do that. I think I'll do that. But yeah, this is the end of my diary entry. Thank you so much for tuning in. And again, if you haven't already, do subscribe to my channel. Tell your friends to tell their friends. And tell your mama and your grandmama and your dad and your sisters and brothers to subscribe to my channel and watch my videos because you love me and I love you too. Okay? Yeah. Ke tla le bona next time. Me ba kgotse. Ke la rata ka lerato la big. So big. La love. Okay? I'll see you in the next one.